Without any money, I built an $8 million portfolio of 11 short-term rentals. These are properties that I own today, and I did it with no money and a $70,000 a month income stream. So over $1 million a year in income. In this episode, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you the numbers. I'm going to show you the funnels, and I'm going to talk you through exactly how I did it.
Hey, my name's Ken, and I'm a real estate investor. I want to welcome you to the No Money Real Estate Podcast. On this show, I'm going to interview elite level real estate investors from all over North America. And I'm going to help you to see one thing that all successful real estate investors have in common. They built their portfolios without using a dime of their own money. I've got a portfolio of $300 million in real estate. That includes resorts, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, and I built the entire portfolio without using a dime of my own money. Real estate is a business that anybody can get into, but the strategies that those tight real estate investors use to build massive portfolios have been kept secret for decades. Now, because of this show, I'm going to reveal them to you. So let's get started.
All right, welcome back, everybody, friends. I'm hoping that this motivates somebody to get in this, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So as everybody knows, I have built a real estate portfolio that primarily consists of short-term rental cottages and properties and resorts that are opening in 2026. And I'm really excited about this property. But I was sitting down and I was thinking about this portfolio that I've built and how we've created a system to do this over and over again, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to explain how to do it. Now, who's this video for? If you're interested in starting in real estate investing and getting something under contract, getting a property that you can use with your family and build unbelievable memories as your kids grow up, and it'll pay for itself. You can even make $4,000 or $5,000 a month in income per month, in addition to paying all the bills for the properties. Short-term rentals is where you want to be. So I've been in the short-term rental business now for about 10 years, and I've literally built a portfolio before the pandemic to 18 units. I sold most of them in the pandemic, and I started rebuying cottages after the pandemic was over, and now we've got 11 short-term rental units. So an average month for us is about $50,000 in income, but we're making on average, $55,000 a month. Our biggest months in the summer, we topped $70,000 in income. And even in the darkest days of the winter, we're still doing $30,000 to $40,000 a month in income. And you want to know the best part about it? The mortgages on the properties, it's $20,000 a month that it's costing. So we're making significant amounts of money doing this, and anybody can do it. It's really simple. So I want to take you on a little tour first and show you. So nobody can accuse me of this not being true. I'm just going to show you the numbers specifically. So I'll go to the listings first. We're in our Airbnb account. Now, the way we're set up today, the software that we use to run our business is a platform called HostAway. So basically, HostAway is an aggregator. What it allows you to do is to operate your short-term rentals across the entire network of OTAs. What's an OTA? It's a platform that sells vacation properties. Expedia, bookings.com, Google Vacation, Cottages and Dreams. There's just a whole host of different platforms that you can book your properties on. So what you do if you're doing a short-term rental is you'll set it up first on HostAway, and then you create all the accounts. And HostAway allows you to run your properties on all of the platforms. So you can take a look at what we have here in HostAway, and these are all people that are booking properties through here. So we have 214 reservations across our portfolio right now. And if I take a look at financial reporting, if I go down here, HostAway will tell me how I'm making out. So average stay, $566, $24,000 in revenue. This is just the last 22 days. Yeah. So if I take this back to the beginning of last year, we can see where we're at for the whole year, all in one place. And then it will even break down and it'll tell you where that money is coming from per channel. So you can see here different channels that are involved in this. Channels are where things are being booked. So the yellow is our booking engine, which means it's on our own website. Airbnb obviously is the biggest one, HostAway Direct, and then blue is bookings.com. So you can see it tells you where most of your stuff is coming from. It allows anybody who wants to do short-term rentals to list their short-term rentals on all the platforms and make the money. Now, the biggest platform that we're a part of, where most of our revenue comes from, is Airbnb. They dominate the short-term rental space. And here's our properties that we have under management right now. This property here, Fernwoods, and this property down here, the Tiny Home Experience. I'll go back to these in a minute and talk to you about them because these are our two top performing properties. These two properties are booked at over 90%. And then we've got another property up in Minden. We've got another property over on Bayshore. You guys have seen online we're doing this. We have 3 properties in PEI. And then you'll see here, there's a difference. This year we got into in-town short-term rentals, and we own a 4-plex that has 4 units, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if we look at the calendar, this is where you're going to see how much these things are booked. So if I go to Fernwoods is our biggest property. And I'm going to tell you why this is in a second. Look at this month of December. We literally are booked every day except for the 23rd of December, and somebody will probably grab that as well. Now, when you see a day like the 24th that doesn't have a name on it, that's because it was booked on another platform. And then if we look at the other property I was telling you about, let me see if I go down here. The Tiny Home Experience, look at this one as well. This one only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So this one was booked over 90%. If we look at what's going on in January in this one, it's already 85% booked for January. If I look at this property here in January, same thing. And you look at February, you look at March, this property is going crazy. So I'll tell you, if you want to get into short-term rentals, and I'll explain how this works in more detail in a second, but let's go back and look at these 2 properties here, and I'll tell you why they work. So a lot of people, when they get into short-term rentals, what they do is they look at these big properties that they buy. I've seen so many people go out, and they think that bigger is better. So they'll get a big cottage on a lake that has 8 bedrooms in it, and they struggle with it. They struggle finding people that will want to book that bigger property. And because the property is bigger, they have to demand more for what they're getting for it. What we did, we tripped on a strategy that's killing that, and it's smaller. So this is our most popular short-term rental. We literally booked this place in the summertime for $800 a night. Right now, it's booking for $500 a night, and it's a tiny little trailer in the middle of the woods. So this is the inside of the trailer. That's one side of it. And there's the other side. Well, actually, that's the bed up on the top. There's the other side. You can see that's the whole trailer in there. But let me find some pictures of the property so you can see it. Let me scale down. These are the really nice pictures. It's got everything you need. And it's even got like luxury accommodations. There's a bidet in the bathroom. There's a steam shower. It's central vac. I mean, it's a really, really decadent property. We'll get outside here in a second. You can see the shower. Here's the thing I want to tell you. It's not on a lake. It's about 20 minutes into the woods, and it's popular because of this. This is our mini Nordic spa. Every one of our short-term rental properties has a hot tub, a cold plunge, and a sauna on it. And it's got a little fire pit. That's why people come. Well, the biggest reason people come is the privacy. This is the pictures in the summertime. So what we did is we cleared out a place in the middle of the woods, and we put gravel down. Let me see if I can get a better picture, but you can see we have 3 different grass areas on the property. Let me see if I can find another picture of it. There's got to be some more pictures of the summertime. Just bear with me. We got a lot of our winter pictures up here because of the time. So you can see there's a little sunken patio area there. Lots of grass all around it. We get the mosquito buzz guys out there to make sure that the bugs aren't bugging people. But you can see the picture here. It's all in the woods. There is nobody for within 5 miles of these people. And the cottage only holds 2 people. So the place that we have, that we've got one cottage that can hold 15 people, it's only booked 60% of the time. The place that is 2 people is booked 95% of the time. And it's unbelievable. Now check this out. The other property I showed you, same idea. I'll go back to my listings again. I'll show you this one. This property, again, is in the middle of the woods. It's at a different location, and it's a tiny little property. It only holds 2 people. It's got a little loft king-size bed, but this is the whole property you see here. Nothing more than that. And there's the mini Nordic spa. So every one of our properties has a hot tub, a cold plunge, and a sauna. And I believe in this strategy so much that I bought the company that makes the hot tubs and the cold plunges. It's called Canadian Hot Tubs. I'll put a link to Canadian Hot Tubs in the system. If you guys want to buy a hot tub or a cold plunge, or if you want to buy the whole mini Nordic spa, we sell this whole system. If you mention that you saw this video, they'll give you a 20% discount off of the hot tub and the cold plunge. I want to take you to one picture that shows you the whole site so you can see what this place looks like. It's just beautiful. Again, there you go. It's in the middle of the woods. It's 20 minutes from the road. It's a 5-minute drive in. It's solitude. And friends, that's the secret. If you want to make a lot of money with short-term rentals, don't think big. Think small. And then, of course, if I go back to the revenue page, we'll go here, we'll go to revenue, and you can see this is across our portfolio. Here was July. So our biggest months obviously are the summertime. In June, we made $46,000. And this is just Airbnb. Only 80% of our revenue comes from Airbnb. 20% of our revenue comes from the other OTAs. So this month of July, where we made $68,000 on Airbnb, our total revenue for that month was $80,000. In June, our total revenue was $60,000. August, our total revenue was $75,000. $61,000 was from Airbnb. But you can't fake this stuff. $60,000 in September. Now in the fall, it drops. So we made $40,000 in October, $33,000 in November, and you can see we're up again in December. 25 already in, plus another 13 coming from the month, so $38,000 in December. We're averaging about $60,000 a month from all of these short-term rentals, and it's just unbelievable. So how did we do this? How did this actually happen? A couple things I want to talk to you about. When we go out and buy these cottages, what we do is we look for properties that we can buy at significant discounts. What do you need to look for? It's really simple. 3-season cottage, so it's not winterized, it's not a home. Ideally, if you can get a small place, I'm talking 2 or 3 bedrooms at the most, you're going to get cheaper prices for it, but on good water. The only thing that would make our cottages better if they could be secluded right on the water, those 2 I showed you. But even if I go back to my listings again and we look at this property right here, this little red cottage is right on the water, and I'll show you this again. It's got a mini Nordic spa. It's got 2 bedrooms in it, so it's a bit of a bigger property. Let me just go through so you can see the outside. There's the mini Nordic spa. There's the cottage right there, and it's right on the water. This one is booked at about 70% occupancy. What you need to do ideally is you find a smaller, old, dilapidated 3-season cottage and you winterize it. You turn it into a home. What we found, we've done this over 25 times, and every time we buy a cottage under value that's a 3-season cottage, when we winterize it, and like we're talking fully winterize it and renovate the whole thing, we're basically turning a 3-season cottage into a home. We double the value of them. Literally, I'll give you an example. We bought a little cottage for $200,000. We put $150,000 into it, so that's $350,000. We borrowed all the money. We borrowed $200,000 to buy the property. We borrowed $150,000 to renovate it. We even borrowed the money to make the interest payments. So we were into it for $400,000. And when we finished renovating it, we got it appraised and it was worth $850,000. Why is that important? Because if you can double the value of the property, if you've got good credit, you don't have to have great income, because the credit unions will look at the income you're making with the short-term rental, but they'll give you a mortgage up to 50%. So with this property I told you about, I was able to get a first mortgage with a bank for $500,000, which gave me all the money to pay back the private funding that I used to buy and renovate the property. Then I start renting them. Now, how is it? I've created a system where I can literally get myself, I guarantee myself, 80 to 90% booking. How do I do it? It's really simple. First, make sure that you don't spare any corners. You have to understand it's about guest experience. If you're going to be taking pictures of your property, have great furniture, have great amenities, and get a mini Nordic spa. Hot tub, cold plunge, and sauna. You can get one for about 40 grand, and we can even help you to get a loan to put it on your property that you can pay back when you're making more money with your short-term rental because of it. So we do all that. Then we take pictures. We bring in a photographer. We bring in a videographer. We get drones. We get everything set up. And then I run a Facebook ad. And here's the Facebook ad. All we do, listen carefully to this, we only run the Facebook ads for 30 days. And it's to get the first booking. So when we first launch the property, we're always going to basically give it away. So with this property here, this was the Fernwood property that I told you about. When we get these properties built, when we first start renting them, we run ads and we rent them really cheap, because the first thing we want to do is get people staying there and get 5-star reviews. So here's a little video I put together. Let's watch it together. In the next 45 seconds, I want to show you a place you need to bring your your spouse to. If you want to have a stronger relationship with your spouse, then treat her to an experience like this. Let's go. Listen to the sound of the bugs in the background. That's where you're going to stay, in the tiny home. Oh, it's raining, and I don't even care. We have these beautiful patches of green grass in the middle of the woods where you can have a picnic. We have a beautiful picnic blanket and a picnic basket for you, or you can decide to have your picnic up here. Relationships only grow where they're watered and... So then what happens is when they see that, they want to learn more, they want to see it, it takes them right to the Airbnb page and it shows them what the bookings are. So you see this has got 62 reviews since we launched it, and our net score is 4.94 out of 5. So that means it's a great listing, and because we do so well of it, I'm a super host. People see that. These are all things that make this more attractive to everybody. Lots of great listings there. And then people book it. So I run that ad. I spend $30 a day and I run that ad for 30 days. So I spend $900 in the first month and we book it for the first month. Normally 25% of what we believe we can get. So when we launched this one, we booked it for $150 a night. So we just broke even in the first month, but because of that, we turned the ads off. Now people are staying there. And because of, during the time we were running the ads, there were so many people clicking on the ads and coming to this page that Airbnb's algorithm believed that this was just an incredibly popular organic page, and it started showing it to more people. So all we need to do is run the ads for the first 30 days. People book the property, and now Airbnb shows it to more people, and we're all set. So across our entire portfolio, we don't run any ads longer than 30 days. That's all we've done for all these properties that are here. Let me get out of here and go back to the total list. All 11 of these properties are all booked. The lowest one is 75% occupancy. The highest one, our Fernwoods property, is 95% occupancy. Hey, if you'd like to learn more about doing this, then click on the link in the notes. It's going to bring you to a 45-minute online training class where I'll teach you exactly how to do this. We even have a little coaching community that you can join for a couple $100, and I'll help you to do this. Help you to find the right properties. I'll help you to get the money to do the deal, and I'll help you to set it up on Airbnb so that it works.